Hello and welcome to another video looking at drawing graphs. This time we're looking at a slightly trickier one, which is called a quadratic graph. It's called a quadratic because we have this x squared involved. That's kind of the part that makes it slightly trickier than ones that we've looked at before. Now I've been given a table here. All I need to do is I need to fill in this table, substituting the values of x into this formula here. Now this means that we're going to take our value, square it, then minus the value, then add on 3. So let's start with 0. So 0. The calculation I need to do is 0 squared, because remember that all I'm doing here is replacing my value for x with the x in my equation. So 0 squared minus 0, add 3. That gives me an answer of 3. 0 squared is nothing, minus nothing, add on 3 gives me 3. Then let's do the same thing with 1. This time we're doing 1 squared minus 1 plus 3. Again, that just gives me an answer of 3. Next one up, 2. So 2 squared minus 2 plus 3. 2 squared gives me 4, minus 2 gives me 2, then add on the 3 gives me 5. So we've got our first few values. Now I've left these ones till a bit later because they're slightly more difficult. Let's take a look at minus 2. So we've got minus 2 squared minus 2 plus 3. Now these ones catch people out because usually just due to making mistakes with the negative numbers. So let's kind of draw this out nice and carefully here, and we'll go through it what each part is worth. So we've got minus 2 squared. Well, that means minus 2 multiplied by minus 2. What we're doing is we're multiplying two negative numbers, so it gives us a positive answer. So minus 2 squared gives us 4. Then we've got minus 2. Now if we have two negative numbers next to each other, we can think of that as being a positive. So what we then have is 4 plus 2 plus 3. So our value for minus 2 is going to be 4 plus 2 plus 3, which gives us 9. Let's take a look at when we have negative 1. So negative 1 again will be minus 1 squared minus 1, then add on 3 at the end. Let's go through what this calculates to. Minus 1 squared gives me 1, because minus 1 multiplied by minus 1 gives me 1. Then I've got two negatives next to each other again, so whenever you see that, we can think of that as being a plus. And then we've just got that plus 3 on the end, and so my value here is simply going to be a 5. So that gives us our values and our coordinates that we're then going to plot. Now generally these type of graphs are given on the calculator paper. What I suggest is that you simply type these calculations into your calculator so that you don't make any mistakes. However, they're not guaranteed to be on the calculator paper, and so obviously it's useful to be able to work these out when you don't have a calculator as well. So let's put these points on. So minus 2, 9, minus 1, 5, 0, 3, 1, 3, and 2, 5. Now notice when I plotted these points, it's not like it was earlier. Earlier when we were looking at this, we found we had a straight line. When we are looking at quadratic graphs, what we end up with is a curve. So we're not going to connect these points with a ruler. We need to draw this curve freehand. So I'm going to do my best here, but to be honest I'm not particularly proficient at drawing on this thing at the moment. So hopefully it won't look too dodgy, but hopefully you'll get the idea. Oh, a little bit out. Let's try that again. So let's try that again. So we're drawing a curve. Oh, it's even worse this time. Never mind. But obviously you would be able to do this a bit easier. I'm trying to do this on the computer, so it's quite difficult. But we draw a curve through the points, and then we've drawn the graph of y equals x squared minus x plus 3.